All right. What's up, everyone? It's Elwin. It is Monday, June 14th, 2021. And you know how we do on Monday, we get ready for the week. So another session with yours truly. Today, we're actually talking about breaking out of a slump. And this is actually something that I've gone through multiple times in life in general, in sports. I remember being a kid in Little League when I was in eighth grade, and I went through a slump and I was just not getting hits. But it was funny because I wanted my team to win so bad, guys. I remember when I went through that slump, I started leaning into pitches and getting beamed on purpose, meaning started getting hit by the ball just to get on base. And I did it a lot that season. And I remember the umpire told me, he's like, yeah, you can't be doing that no more. They basically told me I got to stop getting hit by pitches. But I was going through a slump, and it was my way to help my team. And I mean, I guess as from a metaphorical standpoint, when you're going through a slump, you want to lean into it, right? So that's what I did. And actually, we're talking about trading slumps. I know a lot of us go through it. I have friends who, fall off the face of the earth for months on end at times because they're struggling and trading, and, they letting it get to them and kind of hiding in the shadows, when you're going through those times. But, when you're going through it, the best way to get out of it is you really gotta pull yourself out of it. All right, so let's just take a quick poll in the chat, and I see Edgar already answered. But how many of us have gone through slumps in our trading or are going through a trading slump currently? Okay, we all have been there, or we all are there currently. So multiple times. Yeah, I mean, it really is just part of the business. We are humans. This is how we operate when we're attempting to, execute a craft at a high level and continuously stay in a flow state and continuously deal with external factors and variables that we have to take into account before we act, whether it's, not taking a trade or taking a trade. So it really is part of the business. And I told you about my baseball slump, and I think it's funny that I said I just literally leaned into the pitches. But that year I really stuck with it. I did crumble as a pitcher that year. I was going through a lot, but I did deliver as a hitter. I made the traveling team. I hit like my first grand slam that year. It went really well. And it was right after my mom had passed away. So to me, I was just going through a lot, and I put it all into baseball that summer. And that's what you really got to do, is just put your all into something, and you'll get past that slump. But you really can't run from it. And another dope baseball example, I was sharing it in the chat this weekend. Let me just read it. It's about Hank Aaron, who was the home run king, for years and years. Bonds broke his record, right? He got the asterisk by it, but he did break his godfather Hank Aaron's record. Did you have a slump buster? Yeah, yep. I got some slump busters I'm actually gonna share as well. Okay, so the Hank Aaron story goes, during the 1965 baseball season. I'm sorry, it wasn't Hank Aaron, it was Willie Mays, actually. So don't shoot me, baseball enthusiasts. But if you don't know about baseball, Hank Aaron and Willie Mays are both two Hall of Famers from back in the day, right? Hall of Famer Willie Mays went through a 0 for 24 slump, right? 24 consecutive times he got up and went out. So, that's like if you trading and you think about trading, we want a higher percentage, like 50%, 60. In baseball, if you go 1 for 3, 30%, that's considered damn good. So, 0 for 24 in our business is like going 0 for shit, even more than that. So just keep in mind, that's a lot of L's in a row. How many of you have taken 30 trades in a row and lost them all? That's a lot of damn trades to lose in a row. But that's okay, because if you get up from trade 31 for trade 31, you straight. If you managed your risk to where you didn't blow your account crazy, shit, you should still have 70% of your account, you know, just technically speaking, right? 27 to be exact. Okay. 27 trades in a row lost for T.O.N.Y. All right. And that's honestly, that's putting it out there. And when T.O.N.Y go through a slump all week, he'll post it in the chat. He'll talk about it. We put like full transparency, ooh, right? Because that's really part of getting out the slump. All right, but to continue on with Willie Mays, right? Game after game, day after day, nothing but failure, nothing but outs. Imagine if he had just quit right there. More to come for Willie later, right? Imagine if Willie Mays just quit after 0-4-24. Are we talking about him? Is he a Hall of Famer? Nope. So you know what Willie Mays actually did that year? He won the home run title. He won the batting title. He won MVP. He won all that shit, right? Every award they got, the man won it. So I say that to tell you, from your biggest failures can come your biggest success, right? We're always one tweak away, one adjustment away from killing it, right? Choke up on a bat, you know, make sure you're swinging level, right? Make sure you're waiting for your entry. Make sure you're waiting for a candle close. Make sure you're sticking to your trading rules, sticking to your trading plan, journaling everything, sticking to your risk, not shooting yourself in the foot by not giving your trade room to breathe, not moving your stop loss too fast, not closing it because you have uncertainty, right? These are the things we do. Like it says, wait for your pitch, right? Wait for your trade. And that's what we do most of the time. We sitting on our hands. We waiting for that setup. And the best hitters in baseball, they're the patient hitters. They will let you walk them, right? They will let you just throw 4 balls in a row. You got to pitch to them, right? Pitcher's worst nightmare. Pitcher's favorite friend, market maker's favorite friend, that undisciplined trader, that undisciplined hitter. Swing at everything. You throw a fastball above the letters, they like, oh, I can hit that. I know how to hit that. I seen a setup that can hit that. You throw a curve in the dirt. Oh, I know how to hit that. If you just drop your bat all the way in the dirt, right? You can hit the shit, but you can execute a Hail Mary trade, a bad trade, and it can work out. But we're looking for repeatable, sound, clean setups, right? Nice, clean pitches, to continue that analogy along. So, yeah, that's just part of the game, y'all. Now, let me ask the chat this. What are some ways you can break out of a slump? What are some ways you've broken out of a slump? Let's share it with the chat. I'm gonna take a sip. I'm gonna mute my mic while y'all go ahead and chime in. All right, we got 3 responses. Keep them coming. And all 3 said, take a break. All right, I'm gonna check the other. We got 3 people that said take a break. That's always a great answer. Yeah, you definitely need to know when to step away. Now, it's not always gonna just make it better just because you took a break, but in stepping away, it's gonna let you be able to process what's going on. If you were market drunk because you was just trading too much, it's gonna allow you to unwind and get out of that craze, get out of that reptilian brain that got you, clicking buttons like you in Vegas. So you do need to step away, step outside of yourself, that is, and take it all in and, just check in with yourself, right? So we all got to know when to step away. But I want to say a lot of times stepping away can be detrimental if you don't do it the right way, right? So what's the right way to step away? The right way to step away is with intention. The right way to step away is when you're not on the charts, when you're away from it, you're actually allowing yourself to unwind. So you're not on the charts. So what do? You get your ass out the house, you get some air, you kick on family, all these things we talk about that's going to allow basically your subconscious to marinate on things. And then when you get back to your office, your bedroom, wherever you be trading at, you jump on, you look at your trading plan, you look at your journal, you say, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Woo, woo, let me revise this, right? This is a time where you can make small tweaks. And I'm speaking from personal experience. You can ask Tony all the times where I'll have like a bad month or week or whatever, and then you'll see me. I'm like, yep, I just back tested this 1,000 times. If I make this one minor calibration, one adjustment, my success rate will go up by 12.5%. Whatever, I'm really in there doing the groundwork. And sometimes that could be detrimental too, because you're doing too much tinkering, right? You're doing too much messing around to even know what you're doing, right? And that's not good for breaking the slump. So to bring that around full circle, there really needs to be a balance to yourself, to what you're doing, to your chart time, to your away time, right? All of that. So really need to utilize how you take your breaks and how you approach your work time. We went over different methods. I can't remember the acronym, but it was one of those methods we went over where you work for 20 minutes, you step away, you work for another 20 minutes, you step away. Like the breaks keep getting bigger. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Just different techniques that allow you to be efficient. And basically, we're humans, we're computers, and we need to know how our mainframe works, right? Our processing units, our brain works, and we need to work in line with that. We understand our nature, we work in line with that, and we're able to, perform at our highest level, at our highest levels. Okay. Mike says, stop trading, go demo. Stop trading live, go demo. Yeah, I do recommend that for a lot of new traders. For me personally, I'll be real, I don't ever go back demo, but I do recommend that for some that are in a slump. I do lower my lot size at times. Yes, I will definitely lower my lot size to take off the pressure. So I think that different ways of taking off the pressure are good for you, but not to too much, coddle or baby yourself, but more so to, give yourself a chance to really go through the fundamentals of trading, right? Like just simple trade execution, taking profit, the simple processes that we do every day that sometimes you get so lost in the sauce that you forget the basics, right? It's like a shooter in the NBA, right? Let's go to sports again. They got crazy shots. Steph Curry, right? We love Steph Curry as a case study. Steph is just shooting from half court, raining them in, buzzer beaters, woo woo. Steph is going through slumps. We talked about it. Steph started a game 0 for 12 before, right? 0 for 12, the greatest shooter in history. And what do they do in sports when your long range stuff is not working out, when you can't hit those far shots in basketball? What they do is tell you to bring it in, right? Do some layup drills, take it to the basket, work inward, outward. And that's what we have to do as traders sometimes. We gotta rein it in to get our range back. And that's perfectly fine as long as you have intentions in your method, you're doing it in a systematic way, and you're paying attention to your internal self, you're paying close attention to your results. That's how you're gonna break out of that slump, right? Tony says, remember why you're doing this. Yeah, I love that as well. We always wanna, Tony, let me know if you, or if anyone wants to get unmuted, let me know. I love when y'all chime in and drop some gems. Tony was saying, just remember why you're doing it, right? And our purpose is always gonna supersede anything in life. Anything that we do, our purpose is always gonna be, that underlying reason, that underlying cause, that macro purpose. And, when you check in with that, that will give you the strength to continue on, right? You remember you're doing it for your family, for your loved ones, to better your life, to be free. You think about going back to, that 8-mile plant, whatever, you don't want to go back, Dunder Mifflin, whatever it is, you're just trying to do you. Just think about where I ain't trying to go back there, right? Shit, that motivate me. I swear, me just thinking about, taking care of my people, it can be a immense pressure, but that shit motivate me, man. So it's like, when I think about, where I could be, shit, this morning I felt like crap, man. I was having bad anxiety, man. And then, I always be like, okay, maybe I won't do class today. I'll push it back. But I'm like, if I don't do this class, like, how am I gonna level up? How am I gonna get better? Like, I'm gonna get better by showing up today. If I just take today off, then I'm not gonna get better, and only I can control that. So, just remembering why I do it. Um, Even stuff like I'd be like, man, I do not want to end up having to move back in with my dad or with my grandma or something like that. You know, I've seen it with other family. They got to go move back home or friends. And that's not for me. That is not for me. My freedom, my space is so important. I will sacrifice it all for it. And, that shit motivate me. I like walking around my house in my drawers, chilling, bucket naked, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm living my life how I want. And you know how they say you got to pay the cost to be the boss? You do got to pay the cost. So you got to show up every day. If you get in a slump, you got to break that slump. If you're going through that slump, you got to stay strong. Yeah, it's going to be painful. Yeah, you might shed a tear. I did it. A hell of times cried to wifey. But you know what? I showed up the next fucking day, man. That's the difference. You're going to show up the next day or you're going to go into hiding for 6 months. That's 6 months wasted. You might die in that 6 months. You might not get another chance. In that 6 months, you could have made a million. You don't know. So it's okay to take your breaks, like we saying, but be careful with those extended breaks, y'all. That's the you're not gonna break your slump by just not being active in the game for too long. So that's why I say like a couple days off, a week or two, that's fine. But anything, taking months off, are you really a trader? I don't think Kobe Bryant took a month off from shooting a basketball. And we saying stuff like, yeah, demo, woo, woo, woo. You could do different aspects. If you want to demo for 2 months while you're not live training, that's fine. But you're still active. You're showing up to the charts every day or every week, right? So that's the difference. Back to some ways to break slumps. T.O.N.Y, knowing it's a part of the process. Awesome. Yep, exactly. Knowing that's part of the ebbs and flow of things, right? You got to lose to win. We talked about this, and yeah. Let's see. Do something outdoors. Do something for someone else. Yeah, that was actually do something outdoors for sure. And that was one of the things on my list is do something for someone else, right? And that's something I do often, especially as a mentor, right? Even if I'm having a week or two where I'm slumping, a month where I'm slumping, that doesn't mean I'm absolved from helping my students, from showing up here and helping others. And that definitely helps me. It helps me break out of my slumps. It helps me make sure I show up every day because I have to show up for y'all. So in doing, in helping y'all and doing something for y'all, it helped me, right? As well as if you think about that macro purpose, when you're doing it for your grandma to get her a house, when you're doing it for your significant other, for your children, to get them college funds, whatever it is, that's gonna push you to that's gonna push you to figure it out, right? And that's how you're gonna break out of that slump. You need something to click. You need that aha moment to shake things off. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to add before I forget. Uh, One of the things that really helped me in breaking the slumps is when I just focus on one trade. When I focus on let's just get one killer trade, one good trade, and I stop worrying about the 27 trades I lost before then. Because if I keep focusing on those 27, I'm gonna be thinking, how can I make back all those 27 losses? I'm gonna think, oh, I have to dig myself out of this grave, right? This negative P&L grave. But when you really think about it, when you really understand how we're wired, we need that positive reinforcement, even if it's small, even if it's one small step. So, right, just how we talk about Steph, bring it in, do a layup. So get them small wins, let them add up. And just if you're slumping, just you say, you know what? I'm gonna get this trade. I'm gonna pop it off. Whatever I need to get a trade. I remember when I was slumping recently, I just said, fuck it. I'm gonna just trade EU and make sure I get it, even if it stopped me out. And then like that helped me, right? So you gotta kind of self-diagnose. Moving on, Tony says play Call of Duty. Yeah, we do that. Call it shooting people. That always gets a little aggression out. And, you know, it's just mind numbing shooting. It's fun. Yeah, just something to distract yourself. And it's fun. Like we both can, you know, be on teams and stuff. It's cool. Mike says, analyze what you did. There's a reason you lose. There are only two ways the market goes. If I took all the wrong directions, there's a reason for that. Usually in my reason and find out why. Right, yeah. I know that that's happened to me when I just have a wrong fundamental bias on something. And I'm like, okay, dollar is dumping. So all I got to look for is XXX USD buys. And I get so blindsided in that, I'm missing out what I'm doing. Friday come, I look at my trades and I'm like, what was I thinking? I should have just paid attention to structure and went with what the market told me and be like water, right? Those Fridays be them reckoning moments when you just like, damn, the week is gone. What did I do? So for sure, bro. And that's why we need a journal. We need to do them performance trackers. Edgar says, make sure that you have your life in order. Yeah, that was another one I had. You must have read the same articles I was reading, bro. But yeah, just be open, let it out. Don't have a damn pity party, and just raise your energy levels. Have a positive mental diet, and be grateful, right? And surround yourself with positive people. All of these things, just being in that good energy, and yeah, your personal life will creep into your trading. It can't help but do that. So if you need to step away and get things in order, do so. Do so, right? You need to come to the charts with a clear mind and constantly being reinforcing that over and over. And that's how you become that monster of a trader. Last one we had is take a cold shower. Yep. And that's interesting because that was one of my points. I be like making a lot of points for these classes in case we don't get engagement, but then I usually just throw them all out and let us talk. But one of the things on the list was to shock your system, right? Because we get so accustomed, so comfortable in what we're doing, and we just get basically lulled to sleep every day in this mundane life. Wake up, take a shower, get dressed, go to work, eat at McDonald's, get on a bus, go home, walk the dog, watch TV, go to bed, take a shower, wait. You know what I'm saying? It gets so repetitive, and that can be, there can be solace found in routine, but also it can just make life boring, and shoot, you'll lull yourself to sleep, like I'm saying, and end up in a slump that way. So many times, if you're trying to get out of rut, it can slowly get worse, and you can get more comfortable in that rut. You just comfortable with losing, comfortable with just sitting around not trading because you're not trying to go through those emotions. You don't even want to show up because it's going to be your heart going to be beating, and you got to think about risk, and you got to wake up early, all of that. So you get comfortable, and that's the slow, silent killer. So you need to do something to shock yourself, right? Wake your ass up for a session you don't trade normally. If you don't trade London, you say, you know what? I'm getting on tonight with the mates, getting on for London, finna see what's up, switch it up, right? If if you just a homebody, what did we say early? Get out the crib, right? If you're online too much, you're on your phone staring at it, detox from that shit, right? Whatever you need to do to shock your system, to switch it up. And a cold shower will definitely do that from a physiological standpoint. It will send them signals to your brain. It will jolt your ass up, right? All right. All right. So other than that, guys, just gratitude is gonna, get us through a lot. So just be grateful. Be grateful for that slump, man. Be grateful for what that slump taught you. Be grateful that you're even alive to be in a motherfucking slump, right? Some of us ain't even here for that. So just be blessed, man. Just be blessed in this arena that we're in. Yo, Tony.
Hey, what's up, brother?
What's good, bro?
Nah, I just love your topic, man, because this is huge. Like sometimes, like people have the technicals down, and they might be great at other things, but if they don't learn how to handle this, like they break. And I've been there. You say you've been there. We all been there. You know, no one likes to lose, but it's like a part of the process. Like you got to be able to learn to lose and not, you know, get out of character. Because sometimes when I lose, like I want a revenge trade. I want to get right back in, so that loss doesn't hurt. And then I learned that I can make that cut even deeper and deeper, and then instead of like helping, it hurts. So like I think you just got to stay humble and understand. Even the greats like you, Brandon, and all the rest of the mentors, like they lose, they go in slumps. But like what you said with gratitude, you just got to remember that you're still here. Your account's not at zero yet. You might be still off for the month, but are having a terrible week. But always look at the positive side of things. And if you got to step away, but don't step away with the point of not returning. Don't just step away, like you said, have an agenda. Have like, what are you gonna go do? How are you gonna help stimulate your mind to put you back into that state where you could begin trading again? Like, what got you there? And sometimes it gets real personal, like with you and what's going on in your life. If it's family, wife, kids, job, money, paying bills could be stressful. If you paid all your bills, you only got $20 left. That's going to have an effect on your trading. So maybe it has nothing to do with your trading plan. Maybe it has something to do with your mental state, but you're going to overthink what was wrong and sometimes overchange things. So sometimes you just got to take a small break, maybe a day, maybe a couple hours. Like everyone's different. So we're all different. We all like respond to different things. So it depends on like the person in nature. Like how are you feeling? How are you going to change that? Pretty much everything you were saying. But I just love this topic because this is that fight in adversity where we could kind of relate it back to sports, and how like the real winners don't quit. That's like the only difference between winners and losers, not quitting, because everyone loses. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
just keep that same energy and keep fighting. Fighting adversity. You learn from your experience. Like I didn't believe it until you remember I went like 1 for 10 one week, and I still had a positive week, and I was like I remember going 0 for 8, and I was like, damn, this shit is not looking good. Like, but I just like stuck with it, same trading, same thing, and then it just happens, and then you start believing in yourself. You have the confidence, and then you're gonna start realizing these L's don't mean nothing. It's all on how you mentally take these losses is going to affect you for your next trading, next trade or next week or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. That's why
So
you see some
just little shit like
people
that.
excel, and then certain people, certain people that got that mindset, they just get better faster, man. Like they improve. Them students, they come and ask me a question, and like, oh, okay, thanks. And then they come and ask me another question, like, oh, okay, thanks. And they're like, well, yeah, I actually figured out my system. I got this. Like, I'm doing this. I make 500 a day. Like, them are the students who they really they got a plan, they have an idea of what they want to do, and
Uh-huh.
they understand the process of how you get better, how you perfect the craft. And like not just from like a, oh, you got to do this, technical standpoint, but like a internal standpoint where they have likely endured struggles in their life or whatever it may be. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
say a lot of the stuff that makes a good trader is just going to be those innate personality traits, man. I've seen traders who are so good and they know everything, they can analyze within one pip, but they don't got the heart for it, and then they don't even end
Yeah.
up sticking with it. And then other people, might not be that accurate, might not have it all figured out, but they got mad heart, and they look at it like a challenge. They like welcome the challenge. And those are the people that do make it. I can just say from my personal experience.
Nah, that's so true. And like heart, like that's something you can't fake. Like you can't fake having heart. A lot of people, tend to say they have heart, but pressure exposes how strong your heart really is. You know what I mean? Like when you're
Right.
put into a pressure situation, either your heart is we're gonna see how strong your heart really is. You can't just say it. Now you have to,
Mm-hmm.
you got to do it in action. You got to do it, in stepping forward. And that's something that can't be faked. You can't put on a mask for this one
So was it
and
like
say,
that night at
this is it.
was it like that night at Kyle's house at the kegger when I had a swing on dude that take his hat?
Yeah, like you saw go, dude. That was all heart. You know what I'm saying? Like you said it, win, lose, or draw. I'm not going out like this. Like same thing. It's funny,
Yeah, man.
but it literally is that too. Because like we all get into a situation where we think like, yo, there's a good chance I'm gonna lose. Like in whatever you try to do, but like, are you gonna still jump? Are you gonna still take that step? Right? Are you gonna still, even though you might get knocked out, are you still willing to take that step and try?
You know what make me
Like,
take that step? I'm more fearful of being a hoe and, you know, getting like I don't want people to be
yeah,
picking on me after
you
that.
got
I don't
different
want
fears and perspective. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like when you got that fear, you just got to think of the alternative. It's like, do you want to give up? Do you want to work for the rest of your life a 9 to 5? Then then deal with the slump because you got to deal with slumps to be a great trader. So just think about the alternative. Like like 50 Cent, get rich or die trying, man. He said he gonna get
mm,
rich or die. So that's how I feel about trading, man. Like I'm gonna make it as a multi-millionaire trader or it's just death. I don't have no other option. And I'm not saying
yeah,
I'm suicidal. I'm just saying like ain't no quitting me, dog.
nah, exactly. Definitely take it that way and not the other way.
Yeah.
Because this shit does make people feel down. And I get it. Like when I lose a trade, sometimes I'm down, and it's like if I lost that confidence I had before the trade, then I definitely need to take a break. You know,
Yep.
and back test and get that confidence back.
And talk
But
it
yo,
out.
that's a good example. Yeah, you got to talk it out. I mean, it's good to have a few friends or family, but that's the hard part about this industry. You are going to be lonely because not many people are going to know what we're going through.
Hmm.
There's not, I don't know about you, but I don't have many friends that are taking this career path. Like most of them are doing the 9 to 5s, or which is, noble. There's nothing
Shit,
wrong with it.
basically just you and then
Yeah.
like Human and then Human be busy all the time. Like before me and Human was real tight because we could help each other. And he still helped me, but if I want to cry on someone's shoulder, I probably can't get a hold of him. If I need a
Yeah.
or even you might be at work. So it's like
Yeah, exactly.
so you got to know how to utilize it because sometimes you'll feel alone. But my part Ashley is there for me a lot because she'll try. She knows about trading and she try to talk to me, or she'll be like, "Go
Mm.
see if Mark is around. Why don't you go talk to Mark?" And or something like that. So you know,
Which is
having those
good
people
is
in your
always
corner.
have a few people, yeah, in your corner that you could talk to, and and then you don't have to feel embarrassed that, hey, I lost this trade and I over leveraged the next one and I blew 50% of my account, or whatever the case may be, or I
Right,
got into a trade knowing it was not in my trading plan. I felt
right.
like it was going up. Like you went through, like you did everything wrong to get
Or
into the
me,
trade,
it's
but you
like
just
I closed the trade and then it went 100 pips, and you're like, "Bro, don't close it." And I'm
yeah.
like, "Okay," And then that helped me not close it because all the times you said, "Just leave it, just leave it," and then
Yeah, just leave it and let the universe do what it do.
and it might be
And
hard, but by the fifth time it happened, you talk to your homie, and then you just say, "You know what? I'm gonna leave it. I don't care. I'd rather get stopped out than do this dumb behavior again." It's those moments where you say, "I'd rather deal with it than run from it," because it's usually you
matter
just
of
running
fact,
from yourself, man.
and that's why these groups are so good. So like, if you're in this class with L, you already got somebody that you could always message and say, "Yo, I'm feeling down. I did this, and this wrong." And L's great at helping motivate you to take that next step, just like he helped me. Same thing, like if you're in Brandon's or Mark's or Human's or any, whoever, Phorexia mentor you're in, these groups are put there because they understand how lonely it is in this industry. And sometimes you just need to get what's off your chest out by, communicating. and it has nothing to do with technicals.
You know?
Like this is it's like 85% mental, and it's like that small part of technicals. The idea that you got to trade by is still is affected by this 85% mental aspect that we put ourselves through, what we put our mind through.
Yeah.
So you got to know yourself before you can even learn how to trade. You got to have some idea of who you are, your what you're good at, what you're not good at, and then
And if
be
you
real
don't, the
honest
trading gonna
with
show you.
yourself. Yeah, it's gonna
Outside, yeah,
show you.
yeah,
No, you actually trading is just gonna show you exactly if you're lying or not. It's just like a lie detector test. Like you're not gonna be able to lie to it. It's gonna know, and your trading is gonna take effect. You think you got everything together, and then your account just starts, going down week by week, 10%, 10%, 10%. Obviously, you don't know the person in the mirror, so you got to go back and figure that shit out.
yeah. That's the beauty of trading, though, because it helps you evolve as a person, and like that's the only way you can level up is, basically by facing the next demon, and then it does help
Yeah,
you become a better person. You know.
yeah. Not even just a better trader, a better person in general. That's so
Yep.
facts. Facts.
And a better risk taker, a better investor, a better like. I'm good at assessing risk now, even down to like not just business and money stuff, but I'm like, is this worth my time? Like, if
Yeah,
someone hit my car or something and I want to, or someone step on my sneakers, I'm like, do I really want to whoop this dude ass over some shoes? You just start thinking like, well, I
yeah.
could go to
That's
jail. This,
funny. That happened to me yesterday at my game, and I went through all my steps that's in my trading plan. I was like, yeah, this really isn't worth my time, and the
what
risk to
happened? Someone
reward
was
does
playing
not
dirty.
outweigh itself. Yeah, like I pancaked the guy, and when I landed on him, he took my helmet, ripped it off, and threw it like 30, 40 yards.
Oh,
And
that
like
was a
I
fight,
got
I
up,
see.
and I was ready to just retaliate, and then I just stopped, and the ref is looking at me with the flag in his hand, ready to, because he thinks I'm already made that decision to say fuck this, I'm gonna fuck him up for what he did. But then I had to remember the down and distance. I had to think of my brothers, that if I get this penalty, that means that 20-yard game was for nothing. And then you start to put everything in perspective. Like, what do I want to lose 15 yards or gain 20? And then is this guy even worth it? He's a terrible player. I exposed him the whole game. So it's like, was it worth it? Is it worth my time? And then I stepped back, grabbed my helmet, composed myself, and then, went back, into that game mode.
Mhm. Hey, that's what's up.
But it does help. Like shit like this helps you through not just trading. It's so much bigger than trading. It is like trading is just the fun part we get to do with this, but it's such a small portion of what you and other mentors are really teaching us about discipline, self control, and just our own selves.
Yeah, man. It's heavy stuff. Heavy stuff.
Hell yeah,
Um,
heavy for a Monday, right?
yeah. Robert says you need to be a good loser, a professional loser. You need to know how to lose to your advantage,
Yep.
meaning if the market is not going your way, close your trade to keep your losses small. And by doing that, you turn your loss into a win. Not losing big is also a win. Hey, that's pretty cool. I never thought about that. Yeah. I always think about
Yeah.
protecting my account, but yeah, that's a dope way to look at it. And
No, it is because small losses are wins at the end of the day. If you only lost 1% of your account, that's still a win. Because there's other people that are not risking that lower percentage that not to hurt their
right.
account.
Right. The goal is to protect your account and grow it. So if you protect
At
it
all
by
times.
losing a
Yeah.
small percent or you grow it by a smaller big percent, then you're doing the job right.
Hey,
Yep.
I'm going into Starbucks. If it's too loud, just mute me.
Okay, so I'm about to close it off, bro. Did you want to add anything before you grab your stuff?
Oh, no, no, no. That's pretty much
Okay.
it. This is a great topic. Like, this is a topic we can talk about for days because I feel like this is what makes, people that turn this from hobbies to professions, like dealing with this type of, issues and energy and stuff like that. Like, this is where you're really going to, figure out how successful you really are going to be at this business.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right, bro. I think we're gonna go ahead and close it off. Thank you everyone
I
for
appreciate
being
you having
here.
me.
Always, bro. And tomorrow, of course, we'll be back for what we call it again? Market watch. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, Q&A, and we're gonna look at all pairs. We'll look for setups for the week and all that good stuff. You know, we got Monday do its thing. So, all right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. I want y'all to have y'all questions ready, like anything you want to pick my brain with, really go into depth. There's a setup you want to truly break down, you know, bring it tomorrow, same time. Peace out.